following is a presentation of the National Sim Racing League of America. Enjoy the race. After 2.5 years, we're still having fun. Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 16 in season number 4 of the NRLOA Napa Truck Series. We are here at the Talladega Super Speedway, the ScufGaming 250. 3 races left in the season, and next Friday night a champion will be decided. First, we gotta tackle the biggest, baddest super speedway of them all, and alongside Nathan Stapleton for this one. How do you think this race is going to affect the championship? Yeah, Cookie Helms, Alex Bonsignore up there, Nicolas Samudio, Alex Bonsignore lurking in the back. Do you think one of those two drivers is gonna jump the 29 and the 18, or do you think Helms and Bonsignore are gonna stay up front?
Well, I've seen how consistent Bonsignore and Cookie Helms has done this season, but it is Talladega, so don't be surprised if we see the big one or see the points shake up. It's gonna be good going to Phoenix and Homestead after Talladega.
It definitely is, and this is going to set up those final 2 races. Phoenix can be crazy sometimes, and Homestead, that's its own animal right there down in Miami. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Anything can happen. Nicolas Samudio, Alex Bonsignore, both those guys, they could leave this race the points leader, and that's a huge thing with only 2 races left. But Cookie Helms, Alex Bonsignore, like you said, they've had consistency all season long. They're probably going to have a good chance at keeping their points leads at the end of today's race. If they can keep it clean, get top 10 finish, they're probably going to be good to go for the next couple of races. Cookie Helms is the points leader, 355 points for him. Alex Bonsignore only 1 point behind in the point standings. Nicolas Samudio is 20 points behind. Alex Bonsignore 27 points behind. And Justin Heath has found his way in the top 5 yet again. 41 points behind coming into today's event. Let's go ahead, head trackside to get this race started. The ScufGaming 250 at Talladega.
On behalf of me and the Mock Series group, drivers, start your engines!
And a great command there to fire these guys up. It's going to be a good one. It's Talladega. You never know what's going to happen when you come here. And Zachary Fitzwater in the 52 just earned his 3rd pole of the season in that number 52. He's done a very good job in qualifying, and he's shown it once again. He'd like to show it with a victory this season, however, in the number 52 machine. Alongside him, uncharted driver Eli Bright in the number 12. We got ourselves the number 74 of Jonathan Rains alongside Emily Anderson in the 8. Jonathan King will start alongside Garrett Sonor, the Armory Digital winner. Another super speedway on the schedule. 44 car driven by Diego Yepes, Adam Lewis in the 30, Marty Johnson and Blaine Keys in row number 5. Locate our points leader, Cookie Helms, a little bit deep in the field for this one on an inside lane, but qualifying here at Talladega, not too much of a factor, and you can work your way from the back to the front very easily. So do you think Cookie Helms and Alex Bonsignore are going to move their way up front early on, or do you think they're going to stay in the background most of this race?
Well, they are both on the inside lane, so I think they're going to get towards the front early, but we're going to see these guys shuffle around so much. It's only 19 laps, so you just have to be on the bond with 5 laps to go, and you can have a chance at the win.
Yeah, That bottom lane, that inside lane, the place to be, especially late in the going. If you're not on an inside lane with 2 laps to go, you're done. You're not going to get the win. It's as simple as that. That outside lane is dreadful here at Talladega. You can work your way from the back to the front very easily, but you can work your way even easier from the front to the back if you get stuck 4 wide on the outside or 3 wide on the outside here at this racetrack. Going to be interesting. I keep on saying that, but what other term is better to describe this scenario? We come to a super speedway where anything is possible. These guys are going to be all over the place. We got 2 guys up there, only 1 point away from each other, and 2 more guys 20 points behind. Anything can happen, and it's going to be interesting. Best word to describe it. Zachary Fitzwater and the number 12 of Eli Bright on the front row. Let's go racing here at Talladega. The ScufGaming 250 is green here in Alabama. Lap 1 led by Jonathan Rains. You saw Emily Anderson fall midway through the field. And like I was saying, get stuck in that outside lane, 3 wide, 4 wide. You fall back like a rock. Diego Yepez to the point. Nicholas Wade, John Sheets on the inside lane.
Yeah, and on that first lap we did see some 4 wide, but they failed.
Oh, and somebody blowing up 44. Diego Yepez on the second lap of the race. And if he can get back to the pit lane, this is splitting the field up. They're all surpassing him, and I think that 44 is going to be able to head down the pit lane. But look at what just happened. A breakaway between the top 5 or so guys. You see him right here, and it's a 2-truck breakaway for the lead on lap 2 between Nicholas Wade and Stuart Grattan. Look at that. Very, very odd scenario. Now, it's still early on. This pack is definitely going to close in. But that gave a little bit of an advantage to Nicholas Wade and Stuart Grattan. And right now, they're 1-2 with nobody alongside them here at Talladega.
Yeah, looks like that. Oh, never mind. I was about to say that those 2 were trying to do the old-fashioned tandem drafting, but it looks like the 19's going to take the lead. Yeah, at Talladega.
These drivers do not want to stay in second. They want to be in the lead, and you're going to have these 5 guys here all join up. John Arndt, Eric Monaco, John Sheets, Nicholas Wade, and Stuart Grattan. Now, I don't think they're going to be able to stay ahead, and look at Monaco having to check up there on Nicholas Wade. So, I mean, these guys back in here, Matt Delia leading this pack, they're definitely going to close in. I just saw the 27 of Nicolas Samudio. He has fallen off the main pack, and I think that was because of the 44. Him and Justin Heath got stuck behind. Both of these guys top 5 in the points. And right now, they're in 2 of the worst positions on the racetrack.
That is not what they want to see, especially with them being top 5 in points with three races to go. Man.
That could spell the end for Nicolas Samudio. Had a great run. I mean, he won at Las Vegas. What am I saying? And put himself in championship contention coming into this race. But after that, it might not be a championship for the number 27. And this pack has already closed in. You see Matt Delia on these guys now. Eric Monaco in the 99 leading the field here at Talladega.
But here comes that 02 and the 66 and Alex in the 28 as well.
Yeah, these guys trying to close in. So not much of a factor for a lot of these guys in the pack. But still, you see the 27 and the 24. That affected them in a very negative way, and only unless a caution were to come out in this race, which is still very possible it might, considering that this big pack is back and formed up. I don't know if those guys are going to have a chance at victory here today. You got Alex Bonsignore in the middle here in the 18, but he only needs to finish one position ahead of Cookie Helms to surpass him in the points standings. He has the tiebreaker on Cookie Helms because he has a victory, and Cookie Helms does not. He might find his way in the inside lane here, and he will, so good news there from number 18. The other driver has a chance of taking the points lead, other than Nicolas Samudio and Alex Bonsignore, is Alexander Rowe in the number 22. And trying to locate him here in this pack, he is in the back here on the outside lane. So at the moment, Alex Bonsignore would take the points lead, exiting today's event.
But like we've been talking about, the big one can strike at any moment, and that can happen especially with 4 wide here at Talladega.
Yeah, that's usually the only time when it happens here at Talladega. It's when they go 4 wide. You gotta watch for it. A lot of times it happens exiting the tri-oval, entering turn 1. We've seen one instance of 4 wide, and that was on the first lap of the race. Other than that, they've remained 3 wide throughout this whole event, and I think Diego Yepes blowing his engine has a lot to do with the fact that we're still green at this point, because usually we get a crash at this point in the race. Now, we might have gone caution-free in this race last year. There might have been one race where this race went caution-free, I'm pretty sure. But I have a feeling these guys are going to crash at some point, and it might happen right here!
Oh, boy.
4 wide. Adam Lewis getting shuffled out of line, and he is going to fall back. But these guys, they do not want to let him in on that 3rd lane up top. Keep it together for now, and around Matt Delio and Trey Bartow with Nicholas Wade, and I think that's Stuart Gratton. But watch out, they're still 4 wide here, and they could crash here on the cool-down lap, coming onto each other. Around they go. Cabarrus around with Turner and Monaco and Adam Lewis. And the guy who's going to get the worst of that is Jack Cabarrus. I believe that everyone's going to avoid him. And this is the saving grace for the 27 and the 24. They needed a caution to come out to get back in this thing, and they're going to get back in this thing. So a very good break there for Nicolas Samudio, having that accident occur. Matt Dalio in the 13, Trey Bartow, Stuart Gratton. Big names involved. We got Ryan Kendall leading the field. He won the race back to the line. Alex Bonsignore, Nicholas Abe, William Brock, and Garrett Sidnor in the number 16.
Man, tough play for all those guys that were involved in both the first crash and the second crash. That brought out the first caution.
Yeah, Matt Dalio in the 13, Trey Bartow in the 33, Fisher G in the 10 might have gotten caught up, along with Alexander Rowe in the 22. He's at the end of the pack here, so let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the first caution here at Talladega. The driver involved here was not Nicholas Wade. It was Alexander Rowe in the 22. He got sandwiched by Trey Bartow and Stuart Gratton, and Matt Dalio just got clipped there. It was a minor accident for Talladega. I don't think any of these guys gained significant damage to their race cars, which is a great thing. I think Dalio just spun in the 13. You might want to change his tires. Bartow got the worst of this one in this little accident here. You see all the smoke, Fisher G involved, and kind of hard to see what's going on there. But fortunately, the two guys behind this, Justin Heath and Nicolas Samudio, avoided it. Then you go up here, and it is the 66 of Jack Cabarrus who gets the worst of the second accident. But even this one could have been a lot worse. We've seen some pretty bad crashes here before Talladega. This one definitely one of the more minor ones at this racetrack. And you see John Sheets in the 87 kind of push up there. Adam Lewis really has nowhere to go in that number 30. He's on the outside lane trying to hang on to it, and John Sheets comes up on the 66.
And with both situations, 4 wide gone wrong here at Talladega.
It's actually 2 out of 3. We did have that one on lap 1 that they fortunately got themselves out of, but yeah, I was seeing that one there with Adam Lewis, and I kind of figured that it was going to be a crash because it was a a lot of 3 wide behind him, and there was no hole for him to peek down and get into that 3rd lane. But you got to think, that's all that we got out of that 4 wide. It's a pretty good accident. Maybe not for Jack Cabarrus, but still, could have been a lot worse. Let's go ahead and replay this in real time.
So as you can see, just the 19 and the 33 just squeezed onto the 22, and that's what sent those 4 cars around. And then, that was not it, because then the same thing happened with the 87 and the 30 for the 66, and kabam, and they got turned, and just now got a piece of it, but I think he should be okay, but 66 got the worst of that one.
Yeah, Jack Cabarrus in the 66 might not be able to continue. He might have gained too much damage, because I did see him on the pit lane there. I don't know if he got that thing fired back up. So a little bit of concern there for the 66, but nonetheless, still a minor accident. And most of these guys should be able to continue. The only 2 guys I believe that are going to get knocked out after all this, Jack Cabarrus and Diego Yepes. So we're going to still have 34 drivers on the lead lap when we restart here in the ScufGaming 250 at Talladega. We're back here at the Talladega Super Speedway. We're going to restart on lap 12 of 19. So this is causing kind of the midway point of the race here, and hopefully we will run this thing to the end without another accident. But this is Talladega. You never know what's going to happen. 75 truck driven by Ryan Kendall leading the field, and then your current points leader Alex Bonsignore, who would take the points lead the way they are currently running in second. If Bonsignore can get a top 5 finish and all these other guys have a struggling day, that number 18 might just pull away with this championship. You got Nicolas Samudio in the 51, William Brock, Armory Digital winner Garrett Tenor going for his 20th career Napa fan win. Of all the full-time guys in the series, however, who have raced in every race this season, he is last in the points. His best finish by far is win, but his second best finish midway through the field this season. Been a tough season for the veteran driver Garrett Tenor, but he might get another one here today at Talladega. Back to racing. Ryan Kendall in the 75, a good jump on Alex Bonsignore, and here they go, moving all over the place throughout the racetrack.
Yeah, with past halfway, you don't have that much time left in the race, and you have to get going, and here comes Garrett Tenor out of nowhere with Eli right back up here.
Number 12, he's kind of been hanging in the middle of this pack, and here he is back to the inside, but it's still way too early to think you're going to win the race on this pass, because we're probably going to have at least 10 more passes for the lead before this race is done. Be my guess. Number 18, Alex Bonsignore out front, surpassing the 75 of Ryan Kendall.
But the question is, for how long? Probably not too long.
Right to the inside of Tenor, so that's good news for Bonsignore in the 18. Trying to look and see where the 27 is. He's trying to move his way up here. And if Nicolas Samudio can get around the 29 and the 18 in this race, that's a plus. Because if you're still 20 points behind heading in the Phoenix, you still got a good chance at winning the championship. And that 27 is in this main pack right now, so that caution definitely saved him. It could be the caution of the season for that number 2017. 52, our pole sitter, Zachary Fitzwater, back to the inside, and here's Bonsignore stuck on the outside with Garrett Tenor. Not at all what Bonsignore wants in this race.
And with these guys mostly double file, you do not want to be that third lane and on the outside lane.
Definitely don't. Cameron Gaju, Eli Bright going to join that outside lane, and these guys, they get shuffled to that outside lane very frequently. It is so hard to stay up front here at Talladega. It comes down to that last lap, and that's what makes this race, and all races we have here at Talladega, very interesting. We're going to have the finale in the ARCA series here on Tuesday. That's going to be fun. The guy in the booth alongside me, he's got a chance at that championship. It's going to be fun watching him drive this racetrack on Tuesday, looking to get his second career Napa Fan Championship. But Zachary Fitzwater to the inside, to Jonathan King. Number 7, Derek Hamill, Tristan Allen on the inside lane.
But I still think it's a little bit too early with coming to 5 laps now.
It definitely is. But here's another factor you're not really playing in this thing. What if they crash? You got a 4-lap caution here at Talladega if the yellow flag flies. So if the caution were to come out now, I believe the race would be over. So you got to really play it in a really odd way, because if you get up front and they crash, good for you. You're probably going to get the win. But if this thing stays green to the end, you got to be up there later on. So that's the big variable that these guys are worried about, and you never know when the finish is actually going to be. How about John Arndt? I saw a lot of shuffling going on back there, and I think he might have been on the apron, possibly. He's on this inside lane trying to move his way up, get his first win of the season. They're moving all over the place back here. Alex Bonsignore on the 18 trying to shuffle these guys up the racetrack. He's back on the inside lane. But look at this. Nicolas Samudio in the top 10 right now on the 27, but he's in the middle. How about this?
Yeah,
Justin Heath. He was with Nicolas Samudio at the end of the pack. They had lost the draft before that caution came out. Well, he is now in the lead here at Talladega.
Great job for those guys getting back up front. But last time I cursed when I saw 4x2 in the pack. I think that's why that they were shuffling, because they were going 4x2.
Yeah, it's been all over the place back in here. They're shuffling in a little bit of a different way than I've seen here before. Justin Heath is going to block the 05 of John Arndt here. And if there's any time John Arndt wants a caution, it's going to be this lap. Because if he takes the lead and the caution flies, the race is over. But these guys seem to be running in a pretty calm file right now. So I really don't know. I don't think this thing's going to end under caution, but you never know what's going to happen. A lot of 2-wide going on right now here in this pack.
But you have to be careful. One mistake can end the race just like that.
And we might have our one mistake right here. 4 wide. Head in the wall!
And there they
Cookie
go!
Helms, the points leader with John Sheets and Zachary Fitzwater. And more carnage in front of them. Race back to the line. It's John Arndt out front. Patrick Smith in the 17 behind him. Smith's not going to get there. And what you thought was the worst season ever is going to turn into a victory. John Arndt wins here at Talladega in the 05. Alex Bonsignore will take the points lead at the end of the event. Cookie Helms, the points leader, was involved in the crash in the 29. He might still get a good finish. But my, oh my, how about that? A lot of good drivers involved in this one. Nicolas Samudio with damage in the 27. Man. But how about this one? John Arndt in the 05. I mean, we were talking about him earlier on in the season about how hard of a season he has had. It's been tough for this team. Constant poor finish after poor finish. Well, you know what? Magic just happened right there, and I said it right on that lap. There was any time John Arndt wanted a caution, it was this lap, and he got it. I saw that 4 wide. They went around, and John Arndt, only unless something happens, it's not official yet, is most likely going to come home with the victory here today at Talladega.
Man, we were talking about don't make a mistake, and they made a 4-wide mistake, and that was not just a crash, that was the big one.
That definitely was. And what this does with the championship, you see Alex Bonsignore there in the 18. He got out of this. And I think Cookie Helms, he's not going to be the points leader, but he's still going to be in championship contention. But we saw Nicolas Samudio with damage. And with him getting knocked out in that crash, you see him 27th there. I'm not sure if that's where he's going to officially finish. That might take him out of championship contention. If you're 40 behind heading into Phoenix, you still have a mathematical shot. But it's very difficult to win it from that far behind with only 2 races left. So that's a heartbreaker for Nicolas Samudio after he got the win at Las Vegas last week. It looks like it's going to be a 27th place finish for him, and Alex Bonsignore is going to finish 20 positions ahead. So that's going to be 39 points behind for Nicolas Samudio exiting this race if it in fact stays that way. But that's had a really big effect on the championship there. But another good story. You really got to feel good for John Arndt in this 05. I mean, like I said, earlier on this season, it was struggling finish after struggling finish. And the tide turned for that Zaxby's Chicken Mobile here today. It looks like it's going to be a victory for him here at Talladega. let's go ahead and see what happened to bring out the second and final caution of the race here in the ScufGaming 250. Well, this one was definitely a violent one, not like the first one we had today at all. John Sheets in the 87. You think he's going to be fine. You see Blaine Keys in that 21. He peeked to the inside. He made it 4 wide with Sinor, Fitzwater, and Cookie Helms. Look at how close Alex Bonsignore is to getting involved in this crash. He and Cookie Helms battling for the points lead, only 1 point away from each other, right on each other. But one crash changes all that. John Sheets around into the 29. Nicolas Samudio nowhere to go in the 27 with the second crash. Blaine Keys, he made it 4 wide. He was on the apron, came back up into Garrett Sinor, hard into the outside wall. And these guys come back down. Sinor in the Zach Ryan, the 88 around. And then all these guys plummet right in. You see Zach Ryan around. Nicolas Samudio runs right into him there. You see him on the edge of your screen. Fisher G right in, the Garrett Sinor, Cameron Ganju, Alexander Rowe, Matt Delio, and the 16 went flipping. See Blaine Keys, Adam Lewis back in there with damage. Samudio around in the 27. Eli Bright got a piece of this one. I think Tristan Allen avoided it in the 98. But just a very, very huge crash here at Talladega.
Well, as you can see, 4 wide does not work very well here at Talladega, and Blaine Keys in the 87 got involved, and then the 16 Garrett Sinor, he just, man, one of the craziest rides I've ever seen here at Talladega. Tough wait for Nicolas Samudio and a bunch of these guys that were having such great days got involved in this rather big one.
There you go. Definitely a tough one there for Garrett Sinor, especially, and the number 16 having a good run, or had a chance at victory, and just not the best of seasons for him. We're going to replay it one more time, especially the Blaine Keys and Garrett Sinor hit there at the outside wall. You see Blaine Keys at the inside, and he got pushed to the apron, came back up on Sinor, and that's a very hard hit there. And you see Nicolas Samudio as well plummet right into his teammate. But, you know, there's one guy happy that all that happened, and his name is John Arndt in the 05. Edging out Justin Heath at the line to most likely grab the victory. Let's get the official finish here in the ScufGaming 250 at Talladega. Well, a long time coming for this team. But I gotta tell you, I am truly, honestly very happy to see John Arndt get a victory this season. It's been a tough season, but in the darkness, there still is hope. John Arndt will win the ScufGaming 250 here at Talladega, his first win of the season. And a very welcome one to this team after the tough season they have had, especially early on. It's been looking up the past few races, and they finally reached the top. Victory at Talladega. How about that one, Nathan? A crazy race here, and the points battle is going to spread out a little bit. Alex Bonsignore, a great race for him, taking the points lead back and possibly putting himself in position to walk away with this championship.
Yeah, that was probably one of the craziest and best Talladega races I've seen, truck-wise. And John, I know of how John feels, because I've had bad seasons myself right here on that van. And I feel so happy for that 05 team to finally something go right for that 05 team.
Yeah, it's really nice to see that with the rest of those drivers getting knocked out. Iggy Pez had that issue early on, and we thought Nicolas Samudio was going to get a good run, but he was caught up in that crash. He's going to finish 28th, and that's going to hurt him tremendously on the number 18. So Samudio still has a chance, but he needed a good run here today in order to keep that chance very strong. It's not going to be the case exiting Talladega. He's still got a shot, but right now, the way it's looking, Alexander Rowe, I think, still has a chance in the 22, but I think this championship's going to most likely be between Alex Bonsignore and Cookie Helms. it's come down to those two guys now. Rowe might still put his way in at Phoenix. We really don't know. He could possibly take it away from them at Homestead. But Bonsignore has been up top in the points all season long, and so has Cookie Helms. And so I think it's going to be one of those two drivers just going to come down to the final two races of the season here. Now, with that said, Cookie Helms, he is going to be 9 points behind. So, not too bad for the number 29. Alexander Rowe, he is going to be, I believe, over 30 points behind. So, yeah, it's between Bonsignore and Helms at this point. Someone else could possibly sneak their way up, like Justin Heath. I mean, he came into this race 41 points behind. He finished second. He gained 5 points on Alex Bonsignore, so he's going to be 36 behind. He's still got a chance. I just don't know. I'm just going to have to find out in the next couple of races. But thank you, Nathan, for joining me. Good luck on your championship run in the ARCA Series at Talladega. That's going to be up on Tuesday.
Yeah, hopefully I can have some good luck in that race, and maybe I can be a 2-time Napa Fan Champion on Tuesday.
Yeah, joining names like Matt Dalio and Herja Larvin Alonso, Cameron Garlington, Tyler Silsman. That's a very, very prestige list, I'll tell you that much. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to John Arndt on this victory here today at Talladega. And here are the point standings after 16 races in Season 4 of the Napa Truck Series. On behalf of Nathan Stapleton, thank you guys very much for watching once again, and I will see you guys later.
Bye!
We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy